Good evening, everybody. Today we are going to discuss on very important topic on how to overcome evil in us and how to protect us from outside evil to enable us to lead a peaceful life. What is the evil in us is the evil of jealousy, the evil of greed, the evil of avarice, the evil of lust, the evil of desires, the hatredness, the vengeance attitude, the cunningness, the crookedness. All these things are evil in us. This happens when we face certain events, certain situations, certain people. Without our knowledge, these things comes out. Because all gunas happens without our knowledge. Yes, an act if it is repeated again and again, it becomes a guna, habit, a trait. So, how this evil is generated is mainly because what is that experiences we have stored in a subconscious mind from our previous life cycles, that becomes a guna in us. So, each person has different gunas, and each person, that gunas also varies from person to person. A mother-in-law, she is a lady, woman. So two people are standing. One is daughter, another is daughter-in-law. So as far as when the mother-in-law sees her daughter, he shows love. There is pure divinity in her. Pure love is shown. At the same time, when he turns his eyes and sees the daughter-in-law, that thought immediately changes into a devil, a cunning, a egoistic, pride. She doesn't have the same love on that. So why this is happening? So in a fraction of a second, the thought from divine to devil is changing. This is mainly because of the experiences that is stored in the subconscious mind, which varies for the same person according to different situations and according to different people they come across. They show love and affection on their people, but they hate the neighbors. So this is the things happen mainly. Most of the time it happens because without our knowledge. So we have to see how, because these experiences are there commonly in human being, and this has got a greater negative ramifications in disturbing our inner peace. So that's why in our ancient yogis who have done lot of penance on these things of common man's behaviors, they want to see how they can overcome this in a divine way to remove this and lead a peaceful life. So in our last session we have seen about how the yogis have depicted the god Ganesha to remove the ego in us, pride in us, and bestow the Atma Bhuj. The next, in a temple if you see, first there will be Ganesha and next is Lord Muruga. So the concept of the Lord Ganesha, Lord Muruga and various idols in our temples are purely, our temple is purely a yogic place where the yogic power in a human being is being developed. It's a place of, the temple is a pure place of yogic power generating place. Each and everything what in our temples, what our yogis have defined, they got a very powerful effect on the human mind and human buddhi. So next we are going to see about the Muruga. So Lord Muruga, the god of removal of ego, god of bestower of divine knowledge. The origin of Muruga comes from Shiva. Lord Shiva, when he opens his third eye is the Agya Chakra. That is the power of the divine knowledge, the fire of knowledge. From the fire of knowledge, he creates 6 children, 6 babies. And the 6 babies, what it refers to in the yogic language is our 6 senses. So, Arumugam refers to 6 senses. Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin, and understand the discriminate intelligence of our 6th sense of buddhi. So these are the 6 senses which has it is governed by the fire of knowledge. This fire of knowledge has come from the Agni Chakra of Shiva. So, Shakti, the Kundalini Shakti, the Shakti of what she made after the Shiva from his fire of knowledge created the 6 babies of Armugam, that is the 6 senses. With the Kundalini Shakti, these 6 senses are merged together to create a very powerful divine force. With that divine force, the Muruga was made to kill the Sura Padma, the evil. So our God, our yogis have created this depiction of Lord Muruga and Sura Padma is mainly to show that how we have to use our 6th sense with the fire of knowledge in shaping our buddhi with a divine force to kill the evil in us and to protect the evil from external forces by sending the proper veil. Or that's why Muruga used to send the veil. The Muruga veil they say. So the veil refers to the arrow, the thought wave what we send. Whenever we face events in our life, the arrows are forcing on us. So we should send opposite arrows, the divine arrows, to offset that negative evil arrows on us. So only with the divine fire of knowledge we can able to understand what type of arrows we are facing, how to face these arrows with a positive arrow. When we face negative arrow, we have to send the positive arrow. Patanjali Yoga Sutra say, when you get anger, calmness, silence is the positive arrow to offset the negative arrow of anger. So just now I have seen a video where it was told, when somebody is showing anger on us, you remain calm, that anger subsides. So similarly, this arrow of veil, the Muruga veil, you have to send to the events according to the situations and see that you subside the negative energy facing you and also create positive energy on the others who are sending negative energy on you. When you show love and affection on those who are showing hatred on you, the hatred also becomes love. They also become turned towards show love and affection on you. And that is the power of the positive energy in you. So that's why the 6 senses with the fire of knowledge. This fire of knowledge only, I am sharing this, what our ancient yogis, philosophers, prophets, what do you call all these rishis, munis, everybody have sent messengers of God, have given to us through these various religious scriptures that is being shared, only to boost our fire of knowledge in us, so that our ignorance goes, our knowledge of self-realization improves, that enable us to increase the Muruga veil, power of veil, to face any situation in life successfully. So in our temples, when we go to worship Lord Muruga, so what is that Muruga? The power of Muruga is he gives the strength to remove the evil in us and protect external evil from us. The Kandasashti Kavacham, if you read it, there you see, for each and every organ, we are asking Lord Muruga to protect us from evil. So when you go near the Sanctum Sanctorum of Lord Muruga, there you see the peacock as the Vahana at the entrance. So here also the same thing. Yogic power means is you leave the animal instinct outside and go with the 6th sense with total surrender to Lord Muruga and pray to him, give me the strength, energy, power to remove all the evil in me, the evil of jealousy, the evil of hatred, the evil of cunningness, crookedness, desire, greed, avarice, everything should be removed from me. And I should lead a contented, peaceful life. Give me the strength to face any evil arrows that comes and hits me, to face that with your Muruga veil of positive thoughts, positive actions, so that I will be free from the evil forces that is being extended on me from outside sources. It may be from a person, it may be because of our bad star position, everything. Whatever be the thing, the divine shield covering us will enable us to face the situation successfully and remain calm and tension free at all times. So that is the power with which the Lord Muruga has been created. And when Surapadma was killed by Muruga, Lord Muruga, the evil force of Surapadma has been split into. He enters into a mango tree, he sends an arrow, and he splits into peacock and hen. So the peacock refers to, because peacock has the power of killing the snake. Snake refers to the evil force. The snake sends the venom, poison. So he kills serpent. Serpent means the peacock refers to removing the evil from outside, whereas the cock refers to eats the worms. So whatever the negative evil worms inside us, that is removed. So by worshipping Lord Muruga, the yogic, our ancient yogis are defined in such a way that by worshipping him, we get the necessary divine energy, awakening the divine energy, because Muruga is a creator of Shiva and merged by the Shakti, Kundalini Shakti. So he is the fire of knowledge. From the fire of knowledge, the six senses are governed, and these six senses have been made to unite together by the power of Kundalini Shakti. So he is such a powerful fire of knowledge, and with that positive energy, you can able to overcome all the negativity inside you and all the negativity that is being enforced on you, so that you create a shield for yourself and lead a contented, peaceful life, and overcome all the ups and downs in life. Whatever evil that comes on you, you create a divine shield around you and send the Murugavel arrow according to the events, and see that you subside all the negative energy, negative forces being sent on you, and see that you change with your love and affection even the negative forces into positive forces, so that you live a life of harmony with all the people in your life, people surrounding you, so that you not only bring peace in you, you can able to bring peace in everybody. So with this vision, whenever you go to temple, go before Lord Muruga and live this. Once you enter, touch this peacock and visualize that you are living your animal instinct of jealousy, hatredness, cunningness, crookedness, everything I am living here, and entering the sanctum sanctorum and pray to him, give me your fire of knowledge with which I overcome all the negative evil forces in me, evil things in me, and also give me a divine shield to protect myself from external evil forces, and send the right arrow to overcome all the external arrows that I come across in my life, to face all the ups and downs in life successfully and lead a peaceful life. With this power, we just go around the pradakshina by chanting Om Saravana Bhavaya Namah. When you chant that mantra, you feel the divine fire of knowledge, the divine protection being created for yourself. So yoga means Yadbhavam Tadbhavati. As you visualize, so you become. When you chant Om Saravana Bhavaya Namaha, you feel that you are getting a divine shield around you, a divine shield, aura, that protects you from external evil forces and that destroys the evil in you. And you will be free from all evil, and there will be only divinity in you. With that divinity, you can able to carry on your duties perfectly and lead a successful, peaceful life. That is the objective with which our ancient yogis have depicted Lord Muruga as an idol of worship. And this has got pure, powerful yogic power in divinity to build. So in our temples, the objective of all these divine sanctum, sanctorum and idols is only to build the divine yogic power in us by worship of these gods. Because actually the God is inside us. We are just taking this into that divine God outside and visualizing this God from outside and making us see the God inside. Because normally when you want to go deep inside us to see the God inside you, you need to do a lot of penance. So yogis, only by a lot of penance, yogis can able to do. But normal common man who is in samsaric life, he is not in a position. But that's why the yogis made it, to make it very simple only, they brought this idol worship. So you see what the idol, there you see God. Actually the God you are seeing only inside. It's a reflection of your God inside you. So with that divine power, you remove all the evil and lead a successful, peaceful life. So each and every, that's why we have got so many gods to relieve ourselves from so many negative forces and see that we generate positive energy. And first is to remove ego by Lord Ganesha, and second is to remove evil by Lord Muruga. And each and the other gods we will see in the next session one by one. Thank you.